here we go. So a Florida councilwoman who was suspended due to hateful tweets now sues. I got a hell of a story. Put it up full mass. Yep, Florida. Okay, so Judi Fike, a city councilwoman in Florida, is suing the city council for anti-bigotry discrimination. Fike is alleging after she was suspended and stripped of her duties pending a full investigation into homophobic and racist tweets, she allegedly posted as far as 2015 and as recent as 2022. According to the Claremont Sun, Fike's suspension came after the Sun published an exclusive investigation report revealing dozens of her old tweets in which she joked about throwing gay people off a roof and showed extreme racial resentment for Black people. The collection of Ms. Fike's offensive screeds extends back to at least 2015 and reveal a deep-seated animus toward Black folk and members of the LGBTQ plus community. Just hours after the Pulse nightclub shooting in June, which happened 2016, nearby Orlando, Ms. Fike posted on Facebook, quote, "Duh, why would the shooter target a gay club? My answer, easier than marching them up steps to push off the roof." Some sarcasm, some truth. 2015, Fike posted on her Widow Fike account on Twitter, now X, quote, "Can we divert our attention back to real news? The LGBT freak show has had its run," end quote. The District 4 councilwoman reportedly had to be escorted from a July 7th meeting by police for disrupting proceedings after the vice mayor, Barbara Gaines, who had received printout copies of Fike's alleged tweets from an anonymous source, gave an impassioned speech about racism and being inclusive. The vice mayor said the protest included racist portrayals, the post, included racist portrayals of then President Barack Obama as a monkey. Quote, "This is a picture of President Ronald Reagan babysitting Barack Obama, except it is an ape, a baboon, a monkey, or whatever you call it," Gaines said. In several tweets shared at the meeting, Ms. Fike obsesses over the word thug. Hashtag thug, the new N-word she posted in 2015. Another quote, "Thug life equals thug treatment, no pity for me," end quote. She wrote in 2019, 2022. Fike shared a meme that read, quote, "What's the magic word to get what you want? Racist." In her defense over the Pulse nightclub post, Fike claimed for council members that her message was about a presidential candidate in 2016 aligning with the community in the Middle East who were, quote, "pushing gay individuals off of buildings." Quote, "It was meant as a support of the community, not against the community," she said. Quote, "It might have been written in poor taste, but I want to clarify that for you because that was going on at the time." Oh, she's a slick one. She's a slick one, all right? So she has a justification, clarification, okay? There's more. Fike went further about other posts, denying responsibility altogether. Quote, "Those are indeed manipulated, and so I just let that rest," she said at the meeting. "They are not my words. Some are, and there are some copies, but what Barbara just showed were absolutely not products of mine," end quote. Council members were not swayed and voted her suspended until the investigation is complete. 2 days later, Ms. Fike responded with the lawsuit. So let's get this right. So the one you do take responsibility for, what it seems you meant the opposite, okay? And then the other ones, you just claim fake news, made up, not my words, never said it, words taken out of context. I would bet you're a Trump supporter. There's more. Quote, Fike's attorney, Anthony Sabatini, filed a motion for a preliminary injunction against the city of Groveland at the 5th Judicial Court of Lake County on July 9th, the Sun reported in the filing. He is claiming $100,000 plus in damages. Last month, Judi Fike issued an apology claiming she takes, quote, full responsibility for my past words, end quote. But much of her statement was devoted to defending herself against what she unsurprisingly calls a political attack. Quote, I've campaigned on inclusiveness, fairness, and standing up for Groveland, not tearing others down, she wrote. That's what makes this political attack so disappointing. These tweets didn't suddenly resurface. Someone chose to dig them up and distribute them anonymously in an election season to distract from the real issues. Quote, I will not let that tactic work, she continued. Ma'am, they're yours, ma'am. You know they have services where you can go and hire an app company to go through and find all your racist stuff and delete them. All right, you may want to utilize it. But you told us these were not your words. So either they're your words or they're not your words. Which one? Judi Fike claims she takes, quote, full responsibility for her words, saying, quote, I regret them deeply. I assume she's saying that they're hers now, okay? I regret them deeply and I sincerely apologize to anyone who was hurt by them, but specifically members of the LGBTQ community and black folk. That's what you should say. But she apologized to anyone who was hurt by them. She even went as far as to declare, quote, personal growth isn't always neat or pretty, but it is necessary, end quote. However, she hasn't grown so much that she's above suing over her suspension because the exposure of her regretful words is part of a political attack. That's not regret for what she said, it's regret for getting caught. Okay, Councilwoman, if this is one of those moments of personal growth, and we all have them, hopefully we will always have them. Typically, you don't sue people for telling the truth. You allow the truth to stand. And if you don't, the truth continues to just, well, whoop your ass at certain points of your progression. But if you're sincere, drop the lawsuit, madam. That probably will go a long way in helping some folk believe that you actually are. I don't know what to say here, dear brother. What are your thoughts?
Well, to be very fair, Judi Fike is a Florida councilwoman, and a councilwoman is supposed to represent their community. And I'm sure in some ways she actually represents the thoughts of many people in her particular community. However, she does not deserve to be a councilwoman. And she also does not deserve a lawsuit. You cannot sue for slander for someone telling the exact truth. Literally posting tweets and posts that you have made online to a public forum is not a suable offense. Something tells me she's gonna start a GoFundMe and that floods of MAGA supporters will send her $1 million. Tomorrow, she might be appointed head of DOJ or a Supreme Court justice by this current administration. I'm sure her career in the Trump administration will be fine, but as a human being, she has completely failed.
And let me tell you what's very sad and ironic. She's technically more qualified than half of the folk in the current Trump administration right now. Insanely so.